I spent $35 at the grocery store and turned it into 6 days worth of meal prep. And it's gonna be high protein meals that are gonna help you on your fat loss journey. And it's also minimal meals that you can make very, very quickly all at once. So let's dive into it. What's up, y'all? So I spent $35 at the grocery store and I turned it into 6 days worth of meal prep. And this is more of a virtual shopping trip because my wife does meal prep on a weekly basis. So I didn't actually go and grab these things and cook it. But I actually went through and looked at, okay, if I was going to ball on a budget, how would I still stay on track with my fitness goals? So I'm gonna walk y'all through exactly what I got and then how much it cost so that you can go out and do the same thing. And first thing that I'm gonna start with and that I got is a protein source. So I went with the chicken breast. I get the big bag of, really big bag, the big big case of them, or whatever you want to call it, the big package, whatever it is. So I got that, and typically this is gonna go around, it's gonna weigh from that 4 to 6 pound range. And if it's, let's say, just call it 4 pounds, it's $2.57 a pound. That's coming out to $10. So that automatically will take care of pretty much your protein source for the whole week. You will just be using that. So that's $10 or $10.28. Then the second thing I'm gonna grab is another protein source. I'm gonna just go ahead and grab eggs. I'm gonna do the 18 count. I'm gonna grab 2 of them. And when it comes to these eggs, they're running right at, not too much, $2.92 a piece. So let's just call it $6. So you automatically have 36 eggs and 4 to 6 pounds of chicken. So those are your protein sources for the week, keeping it super, super simple. So right now, if you're adding that up, you come out to $16 and 28 cents roughly. So you have, if we're doing the math here, got about $18 more to spend, roughly $18.72. So then the next thing that you're gonna wanna grab after you get the eggs, the chicken, and I have it all right here, you want to be able to grab some carbs, a carb source. So I'm gonna go with the simplest thing, Jasmine Rice, one of the best things that you can grab. It's a 5 pound bag and it's running right at $6.88. So let's just call it $7. So automatically that takes you down to $11.72. But main reason why I grab the rice is because it's really easy to make. And then also on top of that, it's pretty cheap and you can just get it in bulk. And if you're balling on a budget, it's one of the best things that you can do. So then if we have $11 left, the next thing that we're going to get is black beans. And black beans are very, very cheap, especially if you're getting like a great value brand, because I just priced all of this off of Walmart because pretty much every place has Walmart, or at least you should have it somewhere around you. So I said I'm gonna get two cans of black beans, and I'm gonna say that runs right at $2. So automatically you're down to $9.72 left. Then the main thing that you need from here too is some seasoning, especially for the chicken, because you don't want to eat it plain. That is disgusting. But I always went with taco seasoning early on, and it was one of the best things that I ever did that really just set me up for success when it came to cooking it, and it just tasted really good. So taco seasoning, it's running at 47 cents a pack. So let's just say that we're going to get, let's just say 4 packs. So that comes out to $1.88. Let's round up and say $2. So automatically you're left with $7.72. And well, that is literally all the groceries you're gonna have to get for the week. And I intentionally left it where there is room there, because you have to think, well, you're gonna probably need some cooking spray to automatically cook the chicken. You might need some barbecue sauce or other sauces to put on top of the chicken and the rice and the black beans. So that leaves you some room to be able to do that. But that is a whole shopping trip right there. And if you see, you have some protein options, a good carb source, and you also have the black beans, which will be great carbs, has a little bit of fiber in it. Also higher, well, not really high in protein, but it has some protein in it. So automatically you'll be set up for success there. So very, very, very simple. Now I'm gonna take some time to actually walk you through how would you cook this in the kitchen, and it's gonna be really straightforward. Okay, if you're gonna be cooking all of this, it's actually very, very simple, and this is exactly how you can do it. Main things that you're gonna need is a skillet, and then also you are gonna need a pot, and then what you'll need is a good cutting board, and then also a good knife to cut the chicken up. Outside of that, that's pretty much everything you need. Bonus, you can have a measuring cup for water, but you don't necessarily need it. It can be really helpful though. So when it comes to all of this, the first thing that you're gonna do is get your cutting board, and I'll show you what I have. We have simple cutting boards like this. This is a small one. Also have a little bit of a bigger one, and then also a larger one. So cut up your chicken into small bite-sized pieces. So maybe roughly about that big, because what you're gonna do is cut it up, and you're gonna and you don't have to have oil in the pan by any means. It helps, but you really don't have to have anything. So if you're balling on a budget and you don't have the money to go and get some cooking spray or anything like that, you really don't need it, because with the skillet, what you're gonna do once you cut all the chicken up, you're gonna toss it into the skillet, and you're gonna put it on medium. And what you're automatically going to do, you're gonna take one of the packets of the taco seasoning and just sprinkle it all over the chicken. And then just start to let it cook, and it's really easy to tell when the chicken is cooked. And this is why early on I cut it up, because for me it was hard to tell at times because I didn't have a thermometer or anything like that. It was hard for me to tell, okay, is the chicken done, is it not? Because none of us want to eat a chicken that is not cooked all the way through. So by having it right inside the skillet, you can make sure that you can tell that it's cooked, it's squared away, it's not underdone or overdone or anything like that. So you'll just sprinkle the packet of taco seasoning around the top, and then just make sure, like, you'll just leave the chicken there, like it'll start to cook, then just get a spatula, flip it, start to let it cook. It's very, very simple. Not too overcomplicated. Then when it comes to your rice, all you're gonna need for your rice is a pot, and just make sure you have a lid. When it comes to rice, if you're cooking it in this and you don't have a rice cooker, I never had a rice cooker, so I had to do this, but it's really easy to be able to cook rice inside of a pot. So what you'll do, you'll really do like a 1 to 1.5 ratio of rice to water. So what that means is if you do a cup of rice, you're gonna do a cup and a half of water. And if you do 2 cups of rice, you'll do, well, 3 cups of water essentially. Hopefully I did my math right. But when it comes to this, what you'll do, you'll put all of that in here, cover it up, and automatically let the water come to a boil. So let it boil. As soon as you start to see it bubble a whole lot, what you're gonna do is automatically turn it down, and then just leave it covered for about 10 or 15 minutes, or until you just notice that pretty much all the water has been soaked into the rice. That's how you know when the rice is done. So you don't want to do it you don't want to turn it off too early. You want to make sure everything is good, it's soaked up, there's no moisture in the bottom whatsoever. You have nice fluffy rice. Typically what I do when I'm making the rice, I will just leave the lid off on the initial stage. So I'll just toss the rice in, toss the water in, turn it on high, and then as soon as it comes to a boil, then I'll put it on low, cover it up, and then just let it simmer from there. Now, just a word of caution, because this will happen if you've never cooked rice before. Well, typically when you cover it with a lid, well, it's just gonna heat up, the water's gonna bubble up, and it's gonna kind of boil over. Don't freak out, basically just raise the lid up and the water will simmer back down. So that will take care of your chicken, your rice, and then what you can do with the black beans, it's very simple. You just open up the can, and you'll use the same pot, or maybe you have another one. Like, you'll just toss it in here, let it boil. It's very straightforward. They're pretty much already done and they're cooked. So you just want to be able to make sure you kind of sterilize it, whatever it is, and then cook it and toss it on. You'll toss it into the meal prep containers later. So that'll take care of that. For your eggs, it's pretty straightforward. With the eggs, you're going to be doing 6 eggs every single day, and you can just cook them how you want them. That would be your breakfast, and you can cook it the day of. If you don't have time, cook it the night before. That's something that I really recommend, but that's going to be straightforward. I like my eggs just pretty plain. I just put salt on it, nothing crazy by any means. So that's what you can do. Now, once you have everything done, what you're going to do is you want to be able to cook everything, just batch cook everything. Get done with your protein, get done with your rice. Now you can just dish it up into the containers. Get done with your black beans as well. Now I'll show you the containers I use for meal prep. So I use these simple containers for meal prep. It's just a glass container. These are really good. Before I met my wife, I did not use glass containers. I just had cheap plastic ones from the store. So very cost effective. If you don't have that, don't have glass, then go get some plastic ones. But when you're dishing the food out, because I broke these meals down to buy meal, so then you can also see the macros. So for your first meal, very straightforward. You'll have 6 eggs. You have 36 eggs. That'll last you 6 days. And 6 eggs comes out to be 38 grams of protein, 2 carbs, 29 grams of fat. Then for meal number 2, because you'll eat 3 meals in a day, you will have pretty plain, just the chicken and the rice. Now, if you want to add some veggies in, and you have the money for that, I would suggest we'll go just get some frozen veggies from the frozen section, toss in the microwave, boom, you're already done. So then that's what you'll do there. And you'll use 5 ounces of chicken, and then you'll use 5 ounces of rice. So 5 and 5, super straightforward. What I did here early on when I was doing the taco seasoning and in the rice, honestly, it tasted good by itself. I didn't even really have to put any sauce or anything on it, but if you wanted to, you could toss on some, I wouldn't do barbecue sauce, that probably wouldn't be good, but some chipotle aioli sauce, that's really good. That's something that you could do. But that's always a good thing to toss on there. Meal number 3. Oh, by the way, the second meal that you have will come out to 48 grams of protein, 40 carbs, 5 grams of fat, 418 calories. Believe it or not, the eggs has more calories in it. The eggs is 429 calories. So when it comes to meal number 3, this will be really the meal that you end on. So it'll be 5 ounces of chicken, 5 ounces of rice, and then you will do a cup of black beans. And really, how you can set this up is you can just do the rice, put the black beans on, then put the chicken on. What I always do, I always get a scale, a food scale, and I'll just show y'all. Okay, so I would just have the food scale, and then I just put the container on it, and then I just automatically 0 Just make sure everything's zero out. Let's say I have the rice right here. I'd take the rice out, weigh out the 5 ounces. Then let's say I have the cooked chicken maybe over here in the pan. I would just take it out, automatically weigh it out as well. So very, very simple. You would just lay all your containers out, prep everything all at once. So this is the simplest way to be able to actually get the meal prep done. Again, once you batch cook everything, and cooking everything won't take that long. Maybe, like you're looking at maybe an hour to do all of this. But once you have all that, you're taking both of your meal prep containers, your scale, and just dishing everything out. You'll need 12 containers in total, or what you could do is you don't dish up the black beans, chicken, rice, whatever you have left over, just put it in bigger containers. Then when you come home that evening, you can always just put it on a plate and warm it up and eat it. That could be the easiest way to do it. But if you're on the go, get 12 meal prep containers, and then automatically make sure you, number one, do your second meal, which is the rice and chicken, put all that in the containers, close the lids. Then for the dinner, go ahead and lay that out and do all of your dinner meal. So the rice, black beans, chicken, and then you'll be good to go for the week. So it's very, very simple to do something like this. Again, you can eat healthier on a budget. It's just being able to plan around that when it comes to all this. So again, that was basically a whole week. We only did 6 days is because most of the time you're going to go get groceries again before this 6 days is up. At least that's what we do. But this shows you that you can get 6 days of meals for under $35, and it is pretty healthy. Now, what the macros come out to be, you come out to eating 148 grams of protein, 123 carbs, and then 40 grams of fat. Now, this is where you have to tailor it to your needs. This is just a very generic, just an example of how you could set it up. So if you need to take in more protein, okay, cool, great. Well then, you're gonna need to like get some more chicken breast or something like that. And you're not gonna probably have to buy 2 of those big packages. You'd probably only get a big package and then also a smaller package. And then from there, it's like you can just start to mix and match things. But that calorie count's that puts you in striking distance for pretty much most people. Like even for me, what I typically take in a day, I take in 200 grams of protein, 280 carbs, 70 grams of fat. So for me, that puts me in within like 1,000 calories of where I need to be. So that'd be very easy for me to close that gap with something else and still keep it very, very cheap. So I hope this was helpful. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That would mean the world to me, so I can help you out. And don't forget, next week, what I'm going to be giving you all is showing you what can you get with $50. How can you just prep meals out a whole week in advance and really set yourself up for success. But have a great day. See y'all next time.